Every side hustle starts with a box. Okay, not really, but in this case it kind of does. 4.5 years ago I started this channel, just a way to like document my journey, and it was a bit of a hobby at first, a bit of fun, but it's turned into something a little bit more than that. That's big boy, eh? And 3 years ago I hit a big milestone. My channel was monetized, and that's when it became my side hustle. And now I'm seeing if I can bolt on another side hustle to my existing one by creating some custom limited run merchandise. I've got 100 stainless steel utility knives, and I'm going to engrave them with this, the Creality Falcon 2 Pro. The goal, to make enough profit so I can reinvest into my content and get myself a nice desktop computer for better videos. This laser engraver was gifted to me, but after 4.5 years of hard work on this channel, I feel like I've earned it. I spent yesterday figuring out how the hell this bloody thing works. I had to turn it on and off 3 times before the drivers and everything worked properly. I calibrated the camera, which is just in there. I used a cardboard template for that. Look, this is what it burnt out. I'm amazed that it can just like burn the very top layer of cardboard. Before I start engraving knives, we're going to check out its cutting capabilities. My machine is a 60 watt. We can limit the power if we want to with this little button up here. We've got precise, normal and powerful. Precise is 22 watt, normal is 40 watt, and then powerful is 60 watt. That is surprisingly powerful for a diode laser. So why would you want a laser that powerful? Well, I'll give you a bit of an example. Say you're going from A to B and you've got a little 50cc scooter and it's going to take you 2 hours to get there. If you then up the power and you've got a 1000cc sports bike, you could probably do that in 1 hour because you are keeping within the speed limits. So say you used a 22 watt laser and it took you 9 minutes to do something, you could up it to the 60 watt and it'd only take you 3 minutes because it's 3 times quicker. And a 60 watt can also cut thicker materials in less passes. This right here is 20 millimeters. I believe that's pine. And this bit of wood's also been outside for 5+ years. We're going to pop it in here, we're going to set something up, we'll do a little bit of engraving and we'll cut. Just going to have a quick play on the laptop, import all the files, make sure they're in SVG, line it all up so we can get ready to set the engraving and the cutting, and then we're going to record exactly what happens. Well, that took 1 hour and 40 minutes, but I purposely done it slow because this table is quite wobbly. So if the gantry is just going, it just shakes everything. Engraving, I think I overcooked it a little bit though. See, I only done it at 10%, but I done it at a very slow speed. I'm hoping that we've cut through. Oh, it's just shy. I reckon I still push it out. Oh dear. That was, I'm sure that was only on 10%. That's a good like 4mm deep, that engraving there. I just messed up this bit around the outside. On the outside, I done 70% power. 70% power at 142 millimeters. See, I've done that little test bit first. It's still quite cool though, eh? I mean, it's like an overkill drinks coaster. They send you this bit of wood as well to practice on. That's about 3 or 4mm. I reckon I could probably do an inlay into this. It has got air assist, so that helps with the cutting. And because you see it was getting smoky in here, there's a little fan over here. And that vents, you just stick it outside. This is a class 4, so that means that basically you can blind you forever. But the enclosure, that makes it a class 1. So that means that you don't have to wear your glasses. But I will wear them when I'm doing the laser engraving on the stainless steel because it's a bit more reflective. I just don't want to risk it. So if I'm going to be engraving on this, it'll be quite fine detail. I reckon I'll probably go down to the 22 watt. So it'll be precise. But just in case, They do give you a 1.6 watt one, so this is for really fine detail. I should probably run through some tests before I go straight to engraving on a knife. In the meantime, look what I made, look. That's cardboard, that's cool. What's that reminding you to do? Eh, Arthur? Do you want some more dog tags? And today's the day. We're going to do a little bit of a production run. Let me show you the knives first. As I mentioned before, they are fully stainless steel. There is a belt hook. I've never actually used mine, even though I've had my knife over 6 months now. They do come a little bit stiff out of the box. After a little while, you will be able to open one-handed. The mechanism to keep it open, just there. You push it down, you can close it. It is exactly the same as the Leatherman. And then to take the blade out, you push this up here, and then you can take it out. Standard blades. So depending on where you order it from, I may or may not actually send the blade with it. So yeah, it's just a nice little bit of kit. So last night I tested out a 22 watt laser setting on some stainless steel. That's my test patch just there. I was going to do it upside down to begin with, but I thought, no, that looks about right. So that's what they're going to come out like. And I spent hours trying to sort this out. I think I'm pretty much ready and dialed in, and we're going to start burning everything in a second. This is what I've been up to. I took the belt clip off, and I've been trying to make like little slots for it to sit in. If I burn it into a board, and then I can batch them. I've set up my grid, which is just there. I've got my actual knife cradles. So if I was to show you how that's going to burn, that's going to be like that. If you have a look, mine's going to be 000, and then from there on in, everyone gets 001 all the way up to 100. So there would never be any more than 100 of these. Well, 101 including mine. Now we're going to use the camera to get the wood in the right place. Put the camera up here. Well, that wood needs to move down. I'm just going to engrave the wood first, then I can put the knives in and engrave them afterwards. So I've turned off the necessary ones that I need to. I'm just going to push start. The cabinet is not closed. I'm going to see what happens. See, it won't let me do it. That's the safety feature. You can actually watch it in real time on the camera as well. Whilst that's running, let's talk about packaging. These are the boxes they're going to come in. That's what it looks like together. And now I've got this template, I could probably just cut these out on the laser if I need any more. Now I didn't want to just stick them in bubble wrap, so that's why I got this stuff here. This is EVA foam, and it's my understanding I can cut this on a laser as well. Once I've engraved the first batch, I'll cut some of that out, we'll see what it looks like. For God's sake, it's dark now. That took 3 hours almost to just do the template. That's a lesson learned. I should have just whacked it out to 60 watts and then done it quicker. For some reason it stopped when it got to here. That's why I've got little packers there, because that section is a little bit deeper. I'm just going to engrave this one quickly. I think I need to recalibrate the camera slightly as well. The grid lines are slightly off, but we'll see if we can match it up. I'm at least going to cut these, my one and the first 7. That's what we're going for. I didn't set the height. Oh my God, I can't believe I've done that. I wonder whether this is all moved. I mean, it has marked it. Let's try that again. Okay, it's a little bit low, but it's all right. Okay, I've got belt clips to remove now. We are locked and loaded. I wonder who's going to end up with number 1. Maybe there'll be a bit of a competition to see who can get the lowest number. Start. Let's have a look. They're okay. I wish I could move them a tiny bit. The thing that I realised, there's a slight issue with this. You see these bars? They're a bit loose. So when the gantry's going, it's nothing to do with the wobbly table. This, I don't know whether you can see, You see that? It's just a bit too much slot for my liking at the ends. I don't know how I can improve that. I've seen a video where they said that you can put these flat, so maybe that's the solution. I've cleaned off number 1. See, it looks fine. It doesn't look like it was shaking in terms of the engraving. I reckon I've got away with it. I can confirm that it does cut EVA foam. I did do a batch absolutely wrong because I had the wrong shape on the actual pattern, but it cut good, and I've got a shot from inside exactly how it looked as well. This is taking me all day. It is 11:30. I am tired, but I need to just box this up. I'll show you in a second, and then I need to edit it so you can see it tomorrow. We're going to box up number 1. I've already put the belt clip on. So first of all, we need one of these, which is 10mm. That goes in the bottom. Then we need one of these, which is 5mm. That goes in there. That is the cutout for the belt clip. That goes in there. Then we need one of these. This is for the main knife holder. Which way is it? That goes there. Knife goes in there. And then a final one of these. And we are all packed up. Nice and secure. If you fancy yourself one of these, there will be a link in the description. If you do want a knife, there is a link in the description as well, or there should be at least, for a wait list. Now what's going to happen is everyone that signs up to the wait list, in a few weeks time I will email you first, and then you get the chance to obviously grab one of these knives. If 200 of you are interested, there's not going to be any more. Now's your chance. You can be in the original crew. Oh, in terms of the price, it's likely to be around the £25 mark. That should include postage. Just otherwise, I'll be making probably a lot less than minimum wage. Thanks for watching. See you later.